Today's section we are going to discuss about on-page SEO. So in the previous section we have discussed about keyword research. So now tell me Darshan why we have to do keyword research and what it is.
So, ma'am, keyword research is the keyword that we put while searching for any query
Mm-hmm.
that is called keyword,
Mm.
and we have to choose a keyword so that we are specific to what we are looking for.
Mm. So we need to define our goals with before we start doing the process. So first of all, we
Yes.
have to decide for which keyword we should make our websites on top of SERP. So in order to find out that proper keyword, we have done a proper research in the previous sections. So now in today's section, we are going to discuss about on page. So we have seen that there are three pillars for SEO. What was that? On page
On
SEO,
page, off page, technical
and
SEO.
SEO. So these are our three main pillars for making our website on top of SERP. So first let us discuss about on page. So on page we call it as a more of relevancy, and then is off page we call it as a kind of popularity. Okay, anyhow, I'll discuss about off page in future sections. Now let us concentrate more on page SEO. On page SEO, the name implies on page optimizations, optimizing your web pages. Whatever the optimization you do within your web pages or for your web pages are simply considered as on page SEO. So by doing this proper on page, so Google or any other search engines will be able to recognize what exactly the concept of art, what exactly the context we are having, and for which keywords we are striving hard to be on top. So in order to make a search engines and a users understand about the topic, we are doing this on page SEO. Okay, the main part of on page SEO is the main structure of on page SEO is this. We have to follow these rules. So these are the structure we need to concentrate more while doing this on page SEO. So these are the important places we have to be very careful while doing this on page. Simply optimizing these important places are called as on page SEO. So now let me show you one by one the meta title headings, structures, images. Let me show you all these places one by one, and let me describe what exactly those are. The first thing is meta title. So meta title and meta description are the items or are the headlines that appears in SCRP if you have noticed. Now let's say I'm searching for intermittent fasting. When I search for intermittent fasting, if you can see here, there is a blue color headline is appearing. This is called meta title. Okay, so your meta title has to be very attractive. Why? Because if your meta title is attractive only, then only you can catch eyeballs, more eyeballs, then only you will be getting a high CTR. So make sure whatever the meta title you write, so make sure it is attractive and it should consist of your keyword praise. Okay, keyword, simply you just have to insert the keyword in all these important places. I'm not just asking you to directly stuff the keywords, you can also insert synonyms. Okay, so in these important places you can add synonyms or your main keyword phrase. Okay, so this is meta title, and can you see this, the description here, the light black color, this is called a meta description. Simply the meta title and meta description are the items that appears in SCRP when someone searches for a query. So it is very mandatory to insert the keyword in your meta title and in your meta description to make it too relevant for the user's query so that users can click on your headlines, click on your descriptions. And I'm not just asking you to just insert the keyword in between of the sentences. You can add the keyword. Okay, just don't stuff the keywords. We know that keyword stuffing is a black hat technique that we should never perform. So according to the sentence, you please insert the keyword. So now let's see how to add this meta title and meta description. So let's open one website called. So now let me write a blog. Let me take one web page, or let me just go with one post. Click on add. So here we will be writing a blog post or writing some context. So first thing is that meta title and meta description, right? In order to write this meta description and meta title, by default WordPress will not give you that option. So for that we need to depend on few plugins. There are a few plugins that you can depend on to write meta title and meta description. Those are Rank Math, Yoast SEO, or you can also have all-in-one SEO. Anything, you can install any of these plugins, but don't install all these three plugins. Anyone would be fine. So now I would choose Rank Math, go to plugins and add new and search for Rank Math. There you go, install now and activate it. Right. So once you have installed and activated, now go to post and start writing a blog. Right, there you go, right hand side, a very right hand side, you can see a score 1 by 100. This is the score of a rank math. So now click this. Can you see here edit snippet? You just have to click this and give meta title. Okay, this is the meta title. So now first of all, in the study section we have done proper keyword research, right? So according to that proper keyword research, try to insert your primary keyword that you are looking out for better rankings. So let's say I would like to make my website on top when someone searches for intermittent fasting, intermittent fasting for weight loss, in 1 month. So let me add one more thing. Tips for intermittent fasting for weight loss in 1 month. This is my meta description. You can still write it, but the character length of meta title is 60 characters. So make sure that you don't exceed this limit. So the next thing is description. So I shall also include this description part with the keyword, with your key phrase. Are you looking for weight in just 1 month? So can you see? Now Darshan, can you tell me, did I just stuff the keywords or did I write my sentences?
Ma'am, you wrote the sentences, ma'am.
Right. So now like this, you just have to give the meta title and meta description. If you want, you can see the preview. Can you see? This is how your preview appears on desktop and on mobile phone like this. Okay. So now Here enter the focusing keyword. Focusing keyword means your primary keyword, for which keyword you would like to make your website on top. So here it is intermittent fasting. This is my keyword. So let me add for weight loss too. So why? Because as we have discussed that we should always try choosing a long tail keyword. Now can you see this? Earlier my score was just 2 out of 100. So now it increased for 43. So because what's the reason for increasing this score? Because I have written a proper meta title and meta description by consisting of my key phrase, right? Yes. So the next thing is heading. So headings tags are of H1, H2s, H3s, H4s, H5 until H6. You will be having H1 is the biggest heading. H2 is the second most biggest heading. Okay. So by default, your WordPress in your WordPress website, the title add title is there, right? This is your H1 heading. You cannot change it to H2 or H3 or any other headings. By default, it will be in a H1. You cannot change it. Then what is this title? This title and this title is not same. This title, this meta title is something which appears in SERP, and this title is something which appears when someone click on your result in SERP. When someone click this, they will be redirected to your website and then they can see this, right? So now let's see. Let me click this. So once I click this, I can see a page, right? That is this page. Okay. So whatever the page, whatever the stuff you want to show up, you can write it over here. Mhm. And the H1 heading. So here also try to make it the point exactly to the query. Okay. And it should exactly make user understand what it is all about. Mm, intermittent fasting for weight loss, tips for men and women. So now can you see why my score got increased again, 43 to 47? Because I wrote a H1 heading consisting of my keyword, again keyword press. Okay. So again, it is not important to have this blog post title and your meta title has to be same. It is not required to be the same. You can have anything, but make it quite straight to the user's information, user's query. Okay, so now you can start writing. So better, I would recommend you using some H2s and H3s. H2 is for subheadings and H3 is for subheading for that subheadings. So better you try to use some H2s and H3s also. That will make user understand what exactly the category of your blog and how it got categorized and all. So users will be able to understand. If users feel happy, obviously search engine also will feel happy. So your intention has to make users feel happy. Okay, so don't do it just for a namesake for a machine. So don't work for a search engine. If you work for a user, automatically search engine will impress with your work. Okay, so try to have some subheadings. Now let me try writing some stuff over here. Let me write something over here. What I'll do is I'll just take this entire text and choose this format and choose this heading and let me give H2 heading. So as I said, I would like to go with some subheadings also. Make this text into H3 this time. Now I spoke about H1s. So this is how you must use this H1s and H2s according to the context that you write. The next thing is URL structure. URL or permalink is something that appears in SCRP like this. Can you see this? Healthline.com nutrition intermittent fasting. This one. This is called URL structure. So it is very important to maintain your URL readable. Why? Because so many people they just don't get this URL as it is, like, they may feel that it is not that important. No, it is very important from the user's perspective as well as a search engine's perspective. Why? Because when a user sees it, it has to be it has to very easy to spell or very easy to pronounce, then people can easily understand it. And whereas even for a search engine also find it very useful. Search engines also should find it as a relevant for the user's query. So make your permalink very simple, short, and then easy to pronounce even. Okay, so now let's see how to do that. This is our post, right? So here, click this. Here you can give your permalink. I get this. Now can you see this? My score got increased to 70 now. Okay. And if you want to check again, you can check. Go to settings here and then go to post. Click this permalink and see that you will be you can see properly once you publish it. Let me just publish it. Now you can see. Yes, now can you see? My permalink is fine now. So it is simple, short, and very easy to pronounce even. It is not so complicated, right? So you should also try optimizing your URL structure. The next thing is image alls. You know that Google can read your text, Google can read your source code, Google can read your links and all, but Google cannot read the images properly. So Google won't be able to read the images. So without this images, like we don't feel like completing a blog actually. So this image content will catch the too many eyeballs. So that's the reason we should always try using the images. But from the search engine's perspective, search engine will not be able to read the images. So for that reason, what we can do is we can give some alternative text for the image always whenever we use some images, so that once we give the alternative text, so that Google will be able to, or search engines will be able to understand what is that image is all about, what is the context of the image, what is the purpose of the image. So when we can make Google to understand the image properly, so Google will be able to understand the image, and Google will be able to decide properly whether this blog is suitable for the query or not. So make sure that whatever the image you use, make sure it has some alternative text. So now let's see how we can have this alternative text for the images. So let me use some image for now. I'm gonna choose some image. I just choose some image if you can see here. So I can also decrease the size of it. Let me decrease the size. Right. So if you can see here, there is a alternative text. So here you have to write about the image, what it is all about. So this image is all about intermittent fasting. As of now, the image is not relevant. So just for instance, I took this. So can you see now? Now my score got increased to 73. So because I have used the image with alternative text. Right. The next thing is internal links. So internal links are nothing but redirecting within your website. Now if you can see, so in DigiCourse website, I have a plenty of internal link, home, courses, blog, and contact us. And within that also, I have redirections to many other pages in my site. If someone click on any of the link in your website, and if it is redirecting to within your page of your website, that is called internal link. So why internal links are important? So it makes more relevant for the users. So if you are making people to redirect from one page to another page to get more information, so Google search engine will definitely impress with that process. Why? Because we are making users to, we are providing a more information for the user by linking to another page that we have in our website, and it also make people to spend more time in our site, that will decrease our bounce rate. So this will also help you to decrease your bounce rate and increase the relevancy, so that search engines will impress with your context. So make sure you also have some internal links. So how to give an internal link is, let me text choose this. So just for instance, let me take this URL, the own website. This is my own website, right? So I'm gonna click this link option and then enter it here. Apply it. So when someone click this, they get redirected to home page. So from this page to, I'm redirecting them to that page within this domain. This is called one internal links. So can you see 78 now? So I suggest you going with a 2 to 3 or 5 internal links is fine. The next, external link. External link means giving a link to some other websites. Okay. So it is not exactly the ranking factor, I can say. So with this external link, there is a chance that, Google thinks that you are making people to redirect to some other website which gives more information. So you can also have one external link, no issues with that. So let me give this. So now what I'll do is I'll just take this URL and then come back here, select this text and link it, put it here and apply it. So what happened? When someone click this, they get redirected to other website. So now it is an external link. Can you see? One by one, after practicing these steps, my score got increased. So that means I am trying to optimize my web page here by using all these important places. Okay, so the next thing is bolds and italics. This is also not exactly the ranking factor, I can say, but what happens if you use bold and italics, that attracts the eyeballs. So people now, let's say take a newspaper, uh, you will be reading headings and the text which is bold, right? You will be concentrating more on the text which is in the heading, which is in the headlines, and you will be concentrating on the text which is with a bright color, right? The bold color. The same way here, you can attract the people with bold and italic so that directly the our eyes catches that. Okay, so if you have some attractive keyword in with bold and italic, so people will be interested to read your content. So make sure you have a bolds and italics too. And the next thing is on page don'ts, what you should not do. What you should not do. So as I said, keyword stuffing is not at all a good practice to do. Okay, please do not stuff your keywords. Write the sentence and use the keyword wherever it is required. And one more thing is, don't hide your text. So we know that hiding a text is one of the topmost malpractices that we should never perform. Okay, so let's say you are just writing a content and making that content font color to a background color, the white. Users may not be able to read it, but search engines are smart enough than human beings that we already know, so they can detect what is written. So many people have already practiced that, like writing stuffing the keywords and changing the font color to a background color, so that makes search engines to disrespect your website, that makes search engines to unindex your website. So please do not hide your text. Okay, right, these are our two things. Due to this natural language process, natural NLP, we also call it as a NLP, natural language process of Google. So Google have this algorithm called natural language process. Due to this only, Google is exactly able to find out the content that is relevant for the user's query. So Google will read our content according to this natural language process. Okay, so it will find out which keyword it is relevant, for which query it is relevant. Okay, and here I would suggest you use some synonyms. Now intermittent fasting is there, so for this you find out intermittent fasting for weight loss is there. So for this you try to find out some synonyms like intermittent fasting diet plan, or intermittent fasting for losing weight, or intermittent fasting for losing weight for or else how to reduce weight through intermittent fasting. So like this you can use the synonyms. So using a synonyms will make Google understand in deep, like it will make Google understand very clearly what exactly the page is all about. So earlier Google used to concentrate more on keywords only, but Google is concentrating more on LSI keyword, that is called synonyms. LSI keywords. That means latent semantic indexing. So these are like secondary keywords, or else the helping keywords, or else the synonyms you can call as. So you should use it. So now let us see. I am writing a blog about how to wash hair, with shampoo, how to shampoo your hair. So when I write such type of blogs, so Google will look into some keywords like water, cold water, and hot water, conditioner, right, shampoo. So these type of some secondary keywords or synonyms which helps to write a blog, Google will look into these keywords. If Google found such type of keywords, LSI keywords, so Google will be able to understand the context in clearly, very clearly, so that it is very easy for a search engines to uh, make our website on top of SCRP. Is it clear? So now, did you understand what is meta title? Meta title and meta descriptions. Okay, right. Then, What are few ranking factors? Ranking factors. Ranking factors are these are the ranking factors, whatever I discussed, but along with that, you should also consider the structure of your content. Of your content. So whenever you write a content, make sure it also have a good structure. Okay, so don't just have some paragraph, and don't think that okay, search engine just want some content. If I use the keywords and if I use the some images and if I just optimize the URL, that is enough. No. So it also care about the structure. So how you are maintaining the structure. So make sure you have nice bullets. You use headings, you use bullets, you use numbers. Decoration is also important. Why? Because that makes user impressed, that makes user fall for the blog. Okay, so make sure whatever the content you write, it has some proper structure. So have some nice paragraph, sort of paragraphs, and it has to be in a simple language. Don't overuse the vocabularies. Make sure everyone be, if whatever the blog you write, make sure everyone can understand easily. Even a socio-educated person, even a highly educated person also able to understand your blog. So don't overly use vocabulary, and do not duplicate the content. So don't copy the content from other websites to our website. Just write it on your own words and check grammarly grammar mistakes also. Have some bullets and all. Okay, and then make sure that your web page is also mobile responsive. Mobile responsive is also needed. So why? Because if your blog is not loading properly in the mobile phone, then it would be waste, right? So why? Because nowadays mobile users are very high. Uh, People are operating everything through mobile phones. So it is very important, and it is our responsibility to make our web page mobile responsive. So you should also make mobile responsive, and loading speed also it's important. Loading speed of the web page is also important for better rankings, I can say. So this is how we perform on page SEO by writing a content. While writing a content, these are a few important places, few factors that we need to consider more, and these are a few ranking factors you should consider on an extra basis. Okay,